The Arizona Homestead Exemption, governed by ARS Section 3311.01 through Section 3311.05, is one of the most important homeowner protections in the state. Its purpose is to safeguard a person's primary residence from most unsecured creditors, ensuring that no matter the financial hardship, families are not left without a home. This protection reflects Arizona's public policy of promoting housing stability, family security, and fairness for individuals who experience unexpected financial loss. To qualify for the exemption, an individual must own and occupy the property as their primary residence. This includes single-family homes, condominiums, and manufactured or mobile homes, even if situated on leased land, as long as the occupant lives there as their main dwelling. Under ARS Section 3311.01, up to $400,000 of a homeowner's equity is protected from most creditors. For example, if a homeowner has $350,000 in home equity and a $100,000 civil judgment against them, that judgment cannot be collected from the home because it falls within the exemption limit. However, this protection applies only to unsecured debts, such as credit cards or medical bills, and does not protect against secured debts like mortgages, property taxes, mechanics liens, child support, or HOA liens. The law also provides temporary protection for sale proceeds. If a homeowner sells their protected home, the first $400,000 of proceeds remains exempt for 18 months under ARS Section 33-1101, provided those funds are used to purchase another primary residence. This provision allows homeowners to transition smoothly between homes without losing their protection. However, if the proceeds are not reinvested within 18 months or are used for unrelated purposes, such as investments or personal spending, the exemption ends and creditors can reach the funds. Despite its strong protections, the homestead exemption can be terminated under several circumstances outlined in ARS Section 331101 and Section 331104. The most common cause is abandonment, when the homeowner permanently moves out and no longer intends to occupy the property as their principal residence. Temporary absences, such as travel for work or medical reasons, do not terminate the exemption as long as the owner intends to return. Another situation that ends protection is the sale or transfer of the property, unless the sale proceeds are reinvested within the statutory timeframe. The exemption also terminates upon death of the owner if no surviving spouse or dependent continues to occupy the home. Additionally, the exemption cannot stop foreclosure or forced sale from secured creditors, such as mortgage lenders or taxing authorities, since those debts are directly tied to the property. A practical example would be a homeowner who sells their residence, deposits $300,000 into a savings account, and uses it to buy a new home within 18 months. The exemption continues to protect those funds. However, if the homeowner instead uses the money to pay off unrelated debts or move out of state permanently, the exemption is lost, and creditors can access the funds. Courts, such as in Evans v. Young, 1970, have reaffirmed that Arizona's homestead law must be liberally interpreted to protect families, but that once a homeowner stops meeting the statutory requirements, the protection ceases. Because of recent legislative changes, such as House Bill 2617, 2021, and ongoing court interpretations like in re. McLaughlin, 2022, understanding how the homestead exemption interacts with judgment liens and bankruptcy law has become increasingly complex. Therefore, real estate licensees must not interpret these conflicts or provide specific legal advice. Under Commissioner's Rule R4-28-1101K, licensees are required to refer clients to the appropriate professionals when questions arise involving legal or financial implications. The correct referrals include attorneys, who can interpret statutory conflicts and represent clients in court, or CPAS, and financial advisors, who can explain tax and reinvestment implications related to sale proceeds. Providing legal interpretations as a real estate agent can constitute the unauthorized practice of law under ARS Section 322153 and may lead to disciplinary action by the Arizona Department of Real Estate, ADRE. In practice, this means that when a client asks whether a judgment lien attaches to their homestead property or whether bankruptcy will affect their home's protection, the licensee should never guess or attempt to interpret the law. Instead, they should explain the general purpose of the exemption and recommend consultation with a qualified professional. This approach not only ensures accuracy, but also protects the licensee's professional integrity and compliance with ADRE standards. Key takeaways for testing and practice purpose. The homestead exemption protects up to $400,000 of equity in a homeowner's primary residence from most unsecured creditors' eligibility. The property must be the owner's principal residence, whether a house, condo, or a fixed manufactured home. Termination. The exemption ends if the property is sold and proceeds are not reinvested within 18 months. If the owner abandons the home, dies without qualifying heirs, or if foreclosure occurs due to secured debt, professional consultation. Real estate agents must refer clients to attorneys or financial professionals. When questions involve conflicting laws or specific legal interpretations under R4-28-1101 limitations. The exemption does not protect against mortgages, taxes, mechanics liens, child support, or HOA assessments. Study tip: focus on understanding the purpose and limits of the homestead exemption, the time frame for reinvestment of sale proceeds, and the role of professional referrals when legal questions arise. Remember that while agents should be knowledgeable about the law's general provisions, only qualified legal or financial professionals can interpret and apply it to a client's unique circumstances. By keeping these principles in mind, you'll not only perform well on your test, but also uphold the highest ethical and professional standards in Arizona real estate practice.